Hey there, welcome to the latest episode of Hiker Homily. Today we are talking about converting our Subaru into a camping car. How the heck do you do that? It's actually surprisingly very easy. Specifically, we have a Subaru Outback. There's your picture right there. As you can see, step one was we put a Thule cargo carrier on top of it. Very simple to install. Anybody can do that. They're very solid. As always, follow the instructions, and not just how to install it, but follow the instructions on what kind of weight limits it has, how much you can put in it and things. So far hasn't been any problem, but that Thule helps us carry a lot of the kind of cargo that we do want to protect in case of weather, if we're going to be driving through inclement weather and things like that. It allows us to carry more, and one of the reasons we do that is because our back seat when we're camping, the whole back, which would normally be a cargo area, is set up as the bed, and we'll show you that in a minute, set up as the bed. And so we don't want to put a lot of cargo there. All right, step two is we went with, there are many brands out there. The particular one we decided to go with was the Northeast Harbor tent setup that actually has you can see the picture there, has a stretchy opening on one side that goes completely over your car and turns the back of your car into a tent and bed area. So our bed area, you can see there, is sitting there in the complete back of the Outback. Right there you can see we're putting out the mattress. And once that's a memory foam mattress, so it'll get fluffier after it's opened for a while and things like that. Then we throw down our really comfortable giant two-person sleeping bag for my wife and I, and that back seat is, with the addition of maybe a couple of pillows and stuff, that back seat area is ready for sleeping. Now, some people build a little platform to raise up a little bit. You can do that. My wife and I have found no need to. We haven't had any comfort issues at all with that memory foam mattress down, and then the sleeping bag. We have been extremely comfortable, even on cold nights, places we've gone. We've been in Yosemite in October, and it was chilly, nice and warm in the car, no problem. So we get that all set up, and then in the tent, some of the cargo and stuff, we're able to store things there. And we basically use the tent for standing up in to do things like change. We have a little potty bucket there because we're old folks in the middle of the night. We don't want to walk through the campground to get to the bathroom. We've got a little potty bucket. It's taken care of right there. And it has worked out really well for us. It's just been a lot of fun. And that Subaru, let me tell you, is a fantastic road trip car, and therefore a great camping car because it's a lot of fun to drive. It's economical as far as gas mileage goes, and it's very comfortable. So it's fantastic to take it camping, to drive it, and then once we park it, turn it into a little camper. Now, one of the, I don't know if I'd call it a drawback, but one thing you do have to keep in mind is this style of camping requires a camp space that can handle it. You know what I mean? Because most people, they pull their cars in that driveway, and then they set up a tent actually in the camp thing. And if you want to keep doing that, that's fine and things like that. But we decided we wanted to, be more inside covered rather than in a tent. And that's why we went with the Subaru. Well, that means we need a camping space that has that longer driveway so that we can have the car parked kind of up front, and then we have the tent attached to the rear. Some people, even when they're riding a motorcycle, they have to blast music. Yeah. Compensating for something. Anyway, but just keep that in mind that sometimes we have been to some campgrounds where we got lucky. For example, at Yosemite, I just mentioned Yosemite. The campground, we weren't familiar with it, so we reserved a space online. And fortunately, when we got there, we see that the space we have is one with a little driveway, and it worked out just right. It was perfect, no problem. But a lot of the other spaces were like pull-in you park your car sideways to the camping area, and then you would set up your tent and stuff. And we could technically do our system that way, but I would not feel comfortable with my car parked just right alongside the road like that, and then my tent also sitting right there alongside the road. That would not be comfortable. I wouldn't like it. I much prefer having the car backed in, and my tent is actually mostly in my campground area, albeit on top of the thing. So that's, that kind of thing you do have to consider when you're going to do a tent attached to the back of your car. You need a campground that's going to let you back in like that, and still not be in the way, and things like that. Other than that, converting the Subaru to camping was extremely simple, and it's made our camping trips a lot of fun. Just when my wife and I decide we're going to go camping, we have everything organized in the garage. We took little Trader Joe's bags, the big ones that are semi-refrigerated bags. They're cool bags, and they come out in different colors. So we have various colors, and we just know for camping we need the yellow bag because that's kitchen implements. We need the red bag because that's such and such. The green bag has our entertainment and games in it. The blue bag is going to be our food that we keep cold. This bag over here is going to be the dry stuff and food. And this bag is blah, 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 toiletries and things like that. Put all those bags in the back. Sleeping bag and the tent and our camp chairs and things all go up on top in the Thule. We're ready to go camping. We jump in the car and off we go. So that's simple. When we get back, everything is cleaned and gets put back in the right colored bags, gets stored on the rack in the garage, and it's just ready for the next camping trip. It really works great. And the Subi really makes that. Now, of course, there are any kind of a hatchback where the back seat folds all the way down flat can be done this way. And even the tent that we have, it's not specifically made for a Subaru Outback. It will handle almost any hatchback type of car and stuff like that. So you can do it. If you have any kind of a hatchback car that allows you to put those back seats all the way down so that you have a large flat, what would normally be a cargo space, there should be enough room there for you then to throw down a mattress and a sleeping bag, and you've got a sleeping space. The tent provides you with area to store your other gear and things like that, and to stand up and change when you need it and things. Get out of the weather if you have to, things like that. It's fantastic. So give it a try. If you're into camping, you don't need a camper. You don't have to have a trailer. You can really do comfortable. Oh, that's the other thing we put up in the Thule, of course, is our camping stove. That's yet another thing that goes up there so we can cook our food. So what do you think? Give it a shot if you're interested in that kind of thing. There's many ways to camp. Enjoy your way. We just really found that that's really neat, and gives my wife and I a really cozy place to just sleep and enjoy our nights. We feel secure in there. We're safe from the elements, even if it's a windy or rainy night. It doesn't ruin our camping trip because we're inside the back of the car. We can both fit in there full length, even with the hatchback closed if we wanted to. We have stuff that goes over the window that we can crack them open to let a little air in for that kind of thing. And yet it still protects us from, like, say, mosquitoes and things like that. It's a great opportunity. It's a lot of fun camping like that. We've really enjoyed it. That's about it. Thanks so much for watching. Totally appreciate it. And as always, I will see you next time.